So you think you're a worldly, sophisticated traveler. You packed your fanny pack, you learned how to say "another beer, please" in 3 languages, and you're ready to conquer Europe. Well, some news just dropped that might make you want to zip that fanny pack closed and stay home. A recent survey from 2025 by Upgraded Points asked Europeans what they really think of us. And let me tell you, the tea they spilled is piping hot. It's the kind of truth that stings a little, like finding out your favorite pizza place failed its health inspection. It's a statistical roast, a data-driven takedown of the American tourist in their natural habitat. The methodology is straightforward, no funny business. Here's where the psychodrama begins. According to this Upgraded Points survey, 54% of Americans, that's more than half of us, worry at least a little about how we're perceived when traveling overseas. We're sweating it out on the plane, wondering if our new travel pants are too loud, or if our accent sounds like a foghorn in a library. Unshakable confidence at home melts into a puddle of anxiety the second we need a passport. We spend weeks planning the trip, but the entire flight is spent rehearsing how not to look like a clueless tourist, and we often fail before we even leave the airport. Nearly 3/4 of us, 73%, are convinced Americans have a bad reputation abroad. Walking into a Parisian bakery, already assuming the baker hates us. Seeing 2 people in Berlin laughing and being sure they're mocking our sensible walking shoes. We've internalized the loud, obnoxious cousins narrative and carry that shame like an overstuffed carry-on. You'd expect the European verdict to be brutal. 99% hate us, right? Reality check. Only about 27% of Europeans report a generally negative opinion. That's just over 1 in 4. The other 3 are neutral, positive, or too busy living their lives to care about your quest for a Diet Coke. We're catastrophizing entire countries despise us when most of Europe is just shrugging. The perception gap is huge, 73% versus 27%. So, for that 27% of Europeans who do have a problem with us, what exactly is the issue? What are the specific behaviors that make them roll their eyes so hard they can see their own brains? The number 1 complaint, 64%, is we are simply too loud. We talk in an outdoor voice, in a crowded market, in a hushed 1,000-year-old cathedral. Our greetings echo, our laughter booms, our casual conversations can be heard from 3 towns over. We treat the world like our living room, forgetting others are trying to watch the movie. Second place, 61%, expects everyone to speak English. We land in Rome, walk up to a man who only speaks Italian, ask him a complex question in rapid-fire English, maybe louder just in case. Learning a few basics. Hello, thank you, where is the bathroom? We assume English is the default. It's linguistic arrogance and it's not appreciated. Then subtler offenses. 33% say we are overly friendly. The unsolicited life story to the barista. A loud, chummy greeting to a stranger on the metro. Now for the fun part. Europeans don't just have opinions about Americans in general. They have opinions about Americans from specific states. It's like they're scouting for an Olympic team of annoying tourists. And the gold medal is Texas. A full 33% pointed to the Lone Star State. Maybe it's the big hats. Maybe it's the big talk. Maybe it's the general larger-than-life attitude that doesn't quite fit into a tiny European cafe. Whatever it is, 1/3 assume the annoying tourist is probably from Texas. But Texas isn't alone on the podium. Silver goes to Florida, 21%. Florida man, it seems, travels. The chaos and questionable judgment get packed into a suitcase, and then unleashed on unsuspecting European cities. Bronze goes to California, 14%. Maybe it's Hollywood self-importance, or the Silicon Valley habit of trying to disrupt 500-year-old traditions. These 3 states form the trifecta of tourist infamy. Not all of Europe views American tourists through the same lens. The continent is not a monolith. The level of hospitality, or thinly veiled hostility, can vary dramatically from one border to the next. The survey asked Europeans to rate how welcoming their own country is to Americans. The results paint a fascinating map of where you might get a smile versus where you might get a scornful glare. Leading the pack of nations that are, let's say, most likely to admit they're not thrilled to see us, is France. A full 15% of French residents describe their own country as unwelcoming to Americans. Shocking, I know. Following France in the league of the less than enthusiastic are a few other notable countries. Hungary comes in second, with 8.7% of its residents saying their nation is unwelcoming. Norway at 8%, Denmark at 7.5%, Spain at 6.9%. It's not an overwhelming number, but it's a clear signal that in these places, you might have to work a little harder to win people over. It's a culture clash played out in quiet, frosty moments. One of the most telling disconnects in the whole survey revolves around politics. A massive 80% of Americans believe that recent U.S. political dramas have negatively impacted how Europeans see them. Tariff disputes, election results. We're convinced they see our passport and immediately think about our politics. We imagine every bartender in Dublin is ready to grill us on foreign policy. We're carrying the weight of our government's actions on our shoulders. But here's the reality check. Only about 20% of Europeans said that any of that stuff has actually changed their view of American tourists. They have their own political messes to deal with. They're not obsessing over ours. This brings us to the grand finale. How can we, the humble American tourists, be less annoying? It's not about changing your passport, it's about changing your behavior. First and foremost, use your inside voice. This is the big one, the 64% complaint. You are a guest in someone else's home. Speak at a volume that allows the person next to you to hear their own thoughts. Imagine a little volume knob on your throat and turn it down about 30%.